Hey boys and girls, this is lesson 1.7 and it's all about U.S. traditional addition. Some of you may have already done this before and some of you may not have. So we're going to go through it, try and follow along in the steps, and we will see what method you enjoy the most. So here's a question for you. The soccer team held a car wash over the weekend to raise money. The team players washed 46 cars on Saturday and 27 cars on Sunday. How many cars did the team wash in all? Please make sure you have this problem worked out in your notebook underneath the last page where you wrote the title and dated it. Now you'll have this answer to this problem written down on whatever way you'd like to solve it. Go ahead and give that a go. When you're ready to move on, come on back. So here's the partial sums way of solving that problem. See if you did try that method, check to see if your answer looks like mine. So you see I took the 46 and the 27. You know that 46 is made up of 4 tens and 6 ones. So we break down in partial sums the numbers by their place value. So the top line here is adding the tens. So the 40 from 46 and the 20 from 27. When you add those together, you get 60. Then we add the ones, the 6 from the 46 and the 7 from the 27, and we get 13. And then we add together just those partial sums, the 60 and the 13, to get 73. If that's the same way you did it, excellent. If you tried another method, that's awesome. Did you get the answer 73? If so, sounds like you probably have a good method. Let's go on now and talk about the U.S. traditional addition method. So let's try that with this problem. 568 plus 345. Just to make sure you keep in mind, when we're looking at numbers, this is how they break out. So 568 is broken up by, it equates to 5 100s, 6 10s, and 8 1s. So if I decompose that number, that's how it looks. 345 decomposed is 3 hundreds, 4 10s, and 5 1s. Make sure you always keep that in mind. It makes addition make so much more sense. Okay, let's go on. So if I'm going to add this problem using the U.S. traditional, I'm actually going to start with kind of a teaching U.S. traditional for this first problem. So join with me in seeing how this goes. So I set my page up like this. Make sure you do the same thing in your notebook. And then I'm going to start by saying the 8 plus the 5. The 8 plus the 5 is equal to 13. I'm going to go ahead and write that right there. But I'm not leaving it like that because 13 is higher than 10. And since we're in a base 10 system, I know that 13 means that I've got 1 10 and 3 1s. So I'm going to leave the 3 1s in the ones column, and I'm going to put that 10 over into the tens column. So now I'm going to add my 6 plus my 4 is 10, plus that extra 1 is 11. So I have 11 tens. But 11 tens is higher than 10 tens, so I'm going to do that same work. I'm going to leave my 1 10 there. I'm going to take the extra 10, the 10 tens, which is actually 100, and move that over into the hundreds column. And then I'm going to add my 5 plus my 3 is 8, plus my 1 is 9 hundredths. So when I write that problem, or when I write those solutions down, you can see that my answer in the end is 913. Excuse me. So 913 is the actual answer to that problem, and that's how I do it, as well as showing you the kind of the middle step in between. If I was actually doing the U.S. customary, I wouldn't be writing down the 13 and the 11 and crossing them off, but I wanted to make sure you understood where that came from. Make sense? Awesome. So let's try this problem now, and we'll do it without that teaching step in between. So we're going to say that 8 plus 5 is 13. We're going to keep the 3 there because the 3 is what's left of the 1s in 13. I'm going to move that 10 into the tens. 6 plus 4 is 10, plus the 1 is 11, but only one of those needs to be left in the tens. The other is actually 100, so I'm going to move that over. 5 plus 3 plus 1 is 9 hundreds. 913. That is actually U.S. Traditional addition. I hope that makes sense to you. Here comes a little bit tougher problem. Let's do it with the step in between first, and then you can go on and try it with just the customary if you'd like. So we're going to start over in the ones. 9 plus 5 is 14. So 14 is what I'm going to write here, but we know that that's more than 10. I'll leave my 4. I'll take the 1 extra over to the tens because that's where it belongs. 8 plus 2 plus 1 is 11. Same situation. I'm only going to leave the 1 behind, and I'm going to move the 100 over. 6 plus 7 is 13, plus 1 is 14. Same scenario. I'm going to keep the 4 and move the 1, over to the thousands, because that's 10 100s, which is actually equal to 1,000. 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 1 is 8. I don't have any left over, so I can just write it down. So my answer is 8,414. That is the U.S. customary method for addition. So you're going to go on now and try the problems on page 16 and 17 in your math journal using the U.S. customary method. Once you get done with page 16, you're going to check your answers, which are on the screen or the slide after this one, to be sure that you're going about it in the right method. Rewatch the beginning of this video as often as you need to until you really understand this method. If you're still struggling, talk to your family or email me. I will be happy to help you, and you know we're going to cover it in our lesson tomorrow, so don't be in a panic. Okay, so pause this so you can solve the problems, then come back and check the answers. So there's the first 4 problems, the answers on page 16 in your math journal. You know your estimates may vary a little bit, but the actual answers do not vary. They're actually the answer. So make sure that's what you have as your answer. And then the bottom of that page, here are those answers. Again, your estimate may look a little bit different, but your actual answers need to be the same. Okay, I will talk to you in class. Thanks.